Welcome to the Forms Update section of the October Manual Changes. Every May and October, FEMA revises and updates the Flood Insurance Manual to reflect important changes to the National Flood Insurance Program. An electronic copy of these revisions can be found at FEMA.gov by searching Flood Insurance Manual. Click on the first link that appears. On this page, we see that there have been a number of manual changes. Let's select October the 1st, 2013. An overview of these changes can be found by selecting Cover Memo. Let's enlarge this page and then scroll down to bullet number 6. Here we see that there are 5 sections of the NFIP forms that have been updated or revised: the application, the certification, the preferred risk policy, the endorsement, and cancellation sections. Let's review the flood insurance application form. This section of the manual has 16 pages. The first 12 pages are valuable instructions for each section of the application. The solid black line on the side of the page indicates modifications to the previous version. On page 13, we find the application form. Let's go through the application form and highlight significant revisions. In the policy period section, there is a checkbox for each applicable waiting period. The standard 30-day wait period includes new policies obtained when a lender determines that flood insurance is required for an existing loan on a building that does not have flood insurance. For additional guidance on policy effective dates, refer to the General Rules section. For properties purchased on or after July the 6th of 2012, check Yes and indicate the property purchase date. Otherwise, check No. And by the way, property purchases do not apply to inheritances, gifts, transfers of ownership without purchase, or assignments to an estate or trust. On the right-hand side of the building section, we find the question, is the building a severe repetitive loss property? Check Yes if the building is an SRL property, otherwise check No. If yes, the application must be sent to the NFIP Special Direct Facility for processing. For those of you that may need additional clarification on this type of risk, let's go to the Severe Repetitive Loss section of the manual. On page 3, we find sample notification letters for buildings that meet the Severe Repetitive Loss criteria. In addition, the severe repetitive loss rate tables may be found in the rate section. Also in the building section, we find the question, does the building have any additions or extensions? Check Yes if the building has an addition or extension. But also note that coverage automatically extends to additions and extensions unless a separate policy is purchased. On page 2, section 1 of the flood insurance application, additional information is needed. In section 1, number 4, under additions and extensions, we must indicate what the coverage is for. Is it the building, including the addition or extension? The building excluding the addition and extension, or the addition or extension only? And please be sure to provide the policy number. For more guidance, refer to the General Rules section. In the coverage and rating section of the application, the reserve fund assessment is calculated as a percentage of the total premium, excluding the probation surcharge and the federal policy fee. The reserve fund assessment percentage may vary year to year and may be 0% for certain policies in any given year. The reserve fund assessment is not subject to agent commission. For additional guidance on the reserve fund, refer to the rates section of the Flood Insurance Manual. Let's take a look at the preferred risk policy application. Let's enlarge page 2, and we see that policies originally issued in B, C, or X zones and renewed under the PRP eligibility extension must have the current and previous flood maps to document the building's continued eligibility. The preferred risk policy application is found on page 21. By enlarging the application and locating the community section, we see the application requires the rating map information and the current map information. To locate the rates for both the PRP and the eligibility extension, let's go to Table 3A on page PRP 6. Here we see Table 3A is used for 1 to 4 family residential buildings and contents coverage for those properties that are currently mapped in B, C, or X zones. Table 3B is for other residential building and contents. And Table 3C is for non-residential building and contents. Table 4A is for the PRP eligibility extension coverage limits and premiums for those properties newly mapped into the special flood hazard area on or after October the 1st of 2008. Table 4B is for other residential building and contents. And Table 4C is for properties newly mapped into the special flood hazard area, those non-residential building and contents coverage.